Does an excellent job scoring from behind the three-point line.
Stockton from the corner. Up high is Lowry. Lowry, a junior out of Phoenix. Scowen's first shot is off. And here's Darby. Harris the rebound.
Keep working, E.
Carter open three. Got to hit that one.
Well, that's a good look. I like the fact he went up right away. We've seen him hesitate at times this year. Now 1 of 13 on the year from behind the three-point line. Hey, he can knock those shots down. He did it last year in bigger games than this. If he's going to get out of this slump, he needs to continue to shoot the ball.
Willis spinning inside, and we'll go to the free throw line. Gonzaga's hit just 1 of their last 11 field goals. They've gone
ice.
Norwegian cold.
Norwegian cold, yeah. That's awfully cold. Do you think that's colder than Alaskan cold? Or?
Well, it depends on what part of the state. You know, Anchorage can be all right in the wintertime, but if you're up near the true Arctic, yeah, it's cold. It's cold. Caleb Willis. It's a 4-point game, 9:11 to play. Pangos, Merninghoff, Sacre back in.
Well, since that 8-0 run from the Bulldogs to start the ball game, Pepperdine now 8 to 7 spurt here. They've done a nice job. They've settled down offensively. They've done a better job moving without the ball and gotten some better looks in transition.
Willis hits them both. Junior out of Stockbridge, Georgia, averaging 6.5 points a game. It's a 3-point game. 9:04 to play first half.
This zone has caused GU some problems. It's a slow down that offensive attack. And GU a little more passive against that zone.
High-low. Dower, Sacre, jump look good.
Nice simple play. That high post area against those 2-3 zones is where you can beat those zones. Catch the ball there. It forces the defense to either move up or move in, and you'll find open shooters to be able to dump down just like that inside to the other big.
Willis driving on Stockton, little fall away. Missed it. Sacre with his 3rd rebound. Seems like he's had many more than that.
He's got his hands on a lot of balls, particularly on the offensive end. He's much more active tonight than he has been over the last 4 or 5 games.
Dower in and out. Gonzaga basketball. But Sam got the open shot from the elbow there. He won't miss many of those either.
Look at the numbers. We talked about the 3 games. Last 6 games, nearly 14 points per game. Takes less than 8 shots a game.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous level of efficiency with your touches. You know, as his career progresses and he gets starters minutes, it's going to be impressive to see what he can do.
And look, that shot's open again.
But I think he understands it's early in the shot clock. We can move the ball around. I can get that shot later on in the clock.
Somehow Stockton got that pass to Sacre, who had to go down around his shins to catch it. 7:46 to play first half. Gonzaga's lead is at 5, 17-12. And the rock inside, steady as she goes for GU. Greg Heister, Richard Fox, courtside. Gonzaga, Pepperdine, West Coast Conference men's basketball. 7:46 to play first half, and GU with a 5-point lead at 17-12. And Rob Sacre back at the free throw line with 6 points, 3 rebounds. He's 2 of 2. He's as good as they come from this line. And when you throw in the fact that he's 7 feet,
it's impressive.
I mean, the fact that he's 7 feet shooting well over 80% makes him one of the best free throw shooters, I think, in the history of the game.
Well,
when you consider
here at GU, there's no doubt.
Right. Well, but I mean anywhere. When you consider the great free throw shooters of all time have all been guards, but when you can throw a 7-footer, and that's a traditional 7-footer out there. Now that's not a European coming in here that can shoot threes. That's a 7-footer who plays rough and rugged, but has that touch from the free throw line.
I mean, I know I've never played with a guy or seen a guy in person that can shoot the ball that well with that size from the free throw line. There's no doubt about it. It's awfully impressive.
There's the turnover. Merninghoff with it. And thrown right back. Ramon Eaton. Here's Willis. Eaton looking to spin on Sacre. Left hand too hard. Loose ball. No, that's Pangos. And now Stockton with it. Little runner inside. No good. Moore. So let me ask you. Pepperdine likes to slow it down. They like to limit possessions in the game. Okay. So how do you get them out of that? I mean,
you get stops. You get stops. Get yourself out in transition.
But don't you shoot quick in transition to get the tempo of the game going quicker?
Yeah, if you have an opportunity in transition, you know, right there, I mean, you ended up getting a good shot. You know, David slowed it down enough, split the defense, and got himself a nice little floater. But
there's a block by Dower, loose ball out of bounds, and it goes to GU.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to speed a team up that likes to slow it down, you got to turn them over and take the defensive rebounds and get out in transition. Because at some point, they're going to be down enough where they're going to have to speed things up on their own. But in a tight game, it's really hard to force teams to speed up if you can't turn them over and if you can't take care of your defensive glass.
Boy, I tell you, this has not been an offensive showcase here for either team. Last 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Gonzaga with 1 field goal, Pepperdine with 1 field goal. You know what I meant by a traditional 7-footer, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I wasn't talking about flavors of ice cream or anything.
You know,
a back to the basket kind of guy.
I feel you.
Okay. There's our turnover. Bell at the other end. And he'll shoot free throws.
Boy, I tell you what, you see his strength there. He starts getting hip checked just past half court and still has the strength and the wherewithal to keep his handle, keep the defender on his hip, and still get a good shot up and draw the foul. You don't see that from guards often, let alone a freshman. His body, his strength is really impressive for someone his age, and you just have to think as he matures and gets more time in that weight room and refines his game, I think he's going to be just as good as Kevin down the road and have just the same type of impact as people expect Kevin to have.
And we may have a new nickname in the brewing.
Oh, see, I heard about this. I wasn't going to do it to him.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that nickname. I'm talking about GB2.
Oh, I like that.
That works, huh? GB2.
I think he likes it. He would like that better than the other one.
Sacre came to me today at shoot-around and said, Heister, I want you to use this nickname. Gary says, no, I don't want you to use it. So I'll respect the freshman.
I had the same thing happen to me the day before the game.
But Gary was all right with GB2.
I like that. I like that.
There's a 10-second call. Gonzaga's defense starting to ramp it up here. 8 turnovers now for Pepperdine.
And ball pressure, jumping in those passing lanes will speed teams up. And right there you saw in that possession, Gary Bell really doing it. You know, Merninghoff trying to help out as well on that full court pressure. Just get up into guys, and it's going to speed them up. They're going to panic, rush themselves, and that's when players commit turnovers.
Merninghoff for 3. Bang! That's an important shot for that guy. He has struggled for minutes this year, Richard, and I know he's been frustrated at times. That's a guy that can help Gonzaga down the road.
I agree. I like his game. He's 6'6", 6'7", good athlete. Obviously can knock down the three-point shot, and he's giving you a lot more effort this year as a sophomore on the defensive end. Still figured things out on that end, but the effort's there.
Scowen driving. Reverse missed it. Merninghoff with the rebound, and back comes Pangos. Gonzaga with an 11-point lead, their largest of this game now. Bell into the middle. That's tough. That's good.
That's real good.
Timeout, Pepperdine.
Marty Wilson wants to travel. Not going to get it from the officials. There's finally a little noise here in the building. It's been quiet. No students.
It took a 10-0 run.
Let's take a look. Little ball fake. Rips through. 2 dribbles. Hop step. Probably did get away with the travel there, but you like the finish and the strength to finish through the contact. I think Marty Wilson might have a point there. It's at the hop step and then the 1-2 in the lane. But still, you like that aggressiveness from your freshman. Does a really nice job. Shoots about 50% inside the arc. So he's not just a guy who needs to score behind the three-point line. If he can get around a guy, if he can get a guy on his hip, he can finish.
And Richard, if this kid can progress and grow in this program like we've seen so many do, he's a stud.
And we haven't talked about it, but the thing about a lot of these kids, particularly your backcourt and Stockton, Bell, and Pangos, they all love the game. That's what they want to do when they have free time. They want to be in the gym. They want to play. They want to shoot. And I tell you what, you know, if you get that kind of culture going in this program, you know, they've had it at times for large stretches in this program, but you get that back, led by those guys, you're only going to get better. And those three, particularly, you know, Bell and Pangos, who have a little bit more talent, they're going to be awfully tough every year.
But Bell, I don't think, is a guy as Baker lines up the shot and knocks it down. Not a guy that's going to electrify you with all this tremendous athleticism. Kind of reminds me of a Dumars kind of guy. Just physical, in the right place at all the time, knew how to play the game. And that big, thick body, he's strong.
He's a good enough athlete, but he knows how to play. Yeah. And that, you know, just having enough of that athletic ability is going to allow him to make plays against maybe some guys who are more talented than him physically. You know, I agree 100% with that. That's a great point.
But to watch him put the ball on the floor and go to the rim, man, to me, that's the greatest asset in a guard.
Yeah,
a lot of them can shoot it, but can you take it to that rim with force? And we've got a whistle.
Shot clock issue here, I believe, with the officials.
Not another one.
I don't think that.
After
first attempt
Michigan
hit the rim.
State, Wisconsin. Did you see that? How does that happen?
Two
I talked to the
times.
officials tonight. So what's happened in the history of this game, you start with, you know, the scoreboard clock, and then they institute the shot clock, and then the little lights. Well, nobody ever tied any of those systems together, which doesn't make any sense, especially in a BCS conference, that you would think all three indicators should be tied together so they go off at the same time. Mother help us all. 4 minutes to play first half. We'll be right back. And welcome back. 25-14 our score. Came into the game thinking that Taylor Darby had to play well for Pepperdine to have any chance. They've been hanging in this game even though the lead's out to 11 right now. Darby's not been doing much.
No, I mean, they beat on the glass, 4 rebounds, but 0 of 3 from the field, has yet to score. And if you're trying to pull off the big upset on the road, your leading scorer coming in on you know, this up to this point in the season, 12 points per game for Darby. He has really struggled against the physical play of GU, and as hard as he works, he just doesn't have that physical size to really compete against Dower, Harrison, and Zachary.
And Dower's only taken 1 shot after these great run the last 3 games. Murninghoff with the defense. And if he starts showing his coaches a little of that, he'll earn more time.
Absolutely.
Bell. We are watching something special here. 10 points. These 2 guards, and Pangos and Bell, Richard.
Well, you wouldn't be able to tell if they just have been playing together for about 3 months. They have a chemistry on the floor. So, always know where the other's going to be and do an excellent job of playing off one another. You saw it right there in transition.
I mean, we got to see Dickow and Step together, but it was Dickow at the end, Step at the beginning. To watch these guys now over the next 3 years together, it's going to be crazy nice. Willis inside. And we've got a foul call. This will be team foul number 4 and the first on Robert Zachary.
Rob's little grin on his face. looks at the official and says, "Really?"
The officials have to enjoy him.
Oh, he's smiling back. Yeah, he's smiling back. But Rob's like, as much as I push people around and bang with guys, that's the one I get dinged on.
Yeah.
He's a good sport about it, though.
Oh, good stuff. Well, Willis has been pretty good at the free throw line tonight. 3 of 3 now for Pepperdine. 13-point game. Missed that one. Murninghoff the rebound.
Good minutes from Murninghoff. 2 rebounds, knocked down a 3-point shot. Pardon me, 3 rebounds and a blocked shot as well.
And now Zachary going back to the line. (11-2) to get to this point in the season. And I know we talked a little bit about it in the open. It's a young team. We got new guards. You're never quite sure on the guards. The guard's the most important position in college basketball, so you just don't know. Mark Few thinks it's his most difficult schedule ever. I don't know if I agree with that. We may not know about that till the end of the season, but pretty spectacular what we've witnessed.
Well, so many kids come in with hype surrounding them.
Yeah.
This recruiting service, says this, that's, this other one says they're ranked here. You hear word of mouth from people how good a guy is, and then